Okay, let's have some fun here. All right. It's my favorite part of the day. I could barely speak this morning. David, good morning. Happy Monday. Awesome, good morning. We'll give the room a few minutes to fill up. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and share my screen with everybody so that we can all be on the same page. Just go here, get here, share my screen. There we go. Cam, daylight saving times hangover, big time. Big time. Folks, I think from now on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule this session to be on live at 8 a.m. because of the time change. God knows I can't sleep that late, and I think 8 o'clock is a really good time between 8 and 8:30. So, Ivano, Mohammed, good morning, Mohammed. David, Kirk, good morning, and thank you for that wonderful email you sent us last week. Very kind of you. Richard, Robert, Flying Ronan is in the house. And by the way, folks, remember, we have a very cool program called Customer Service Live. It happens every day, Monday through Friday on weekdays, 10 a.m. through 1 p.m. Uh, Cam White is spearheading it. And hey, Brian, how are you? I did. I just got back last night. Frank Monaha, Mona Hoy. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Eric, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So, as I was saying, because of the time change, I think what I'm going to do is make this a standard time, at least for now, and it'll be at 8 a.m. And I'll have my staff come up with a little thing where you can click a link and it'll remind you, or you can subscribe to this channel and click the bell. If you click the bell and subscribe to this channel, it'll tell you when I'm live. But what I'm thinking right now is 8 a.m. because I used to wake up at 6:30. Now with this time change, I'm able to get up at 7. I'm giving myself an extra half hour of sleep, and it takes me about 20 minutes to prepare. So 8 a.m. will be the time. So it won't be a rant. You know how sometimes I post a link at 7:30, sometimes I post it at 7:45. I think I'll post it at 8 a.m. So again, if you guys have any questions, now here's the deal. If you have a question about my position, we'll be starting in just about a minute. If you have a question about my a position that we currently have, a stock that I'm talking about, a specific spread, something very, very specific related to a trade, please reach out to me, roger@rogerscott.com. Here's my email address right here. But if you have a question about, if it's a broad question, forest from the trees, how to set a pro trader dashboard, how I price options, how I look for spreads, a general question, they're the best people to answer that question. I simply just don't have the time or the resources. And most of the time, I don't know the answer because I don't go hovering in the members area. So if you ask me where something is or how long it's been there, or if I can give you a link, I just don't know. I'm focused on the market. But Cam and several people are focused on helping you guys out with the everyday stuff. Good morning, Dr. Serena. I don't know if you, Ben, good morning. I just mentioned that we're going to be starting at 8 a.m. On time every day. Yeah, exactly. Everybody, yeah, because this way you guys can get your coffee, can get ready to go, and we could start at 8 a.m. sharp. So even if I'm a little early, I'll just wait and maybe I'll just log in a few minutes early and we'll hang out. But the official time will be 8 a.m. And I will be posting a link every morning at 8 a.m. Good morning, Wayne. Adam, hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, I want you guys to have to plan your day. When I woke up this morning and came in the room, it was actually dark still. I almost thought I'd have to use my lights. Okay, let's talk about market. We've got a lot to talk about. Lots to talk about. So, oh yeah, let me post the link. Folks, I know the price of the pit went up, and I got news for you. It's going to go up higher because it's worth it and it's good. And most of you guys know that already. Great to see you too, Steve. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to you. Okay, let's now talk about the markets. As you guys can see here, the NASDAQ is down about 68 points. The Dow is down over 100. Anything over 100 points on the Dow, I would say even 120 points on the Dow is beyond random. The question now is the market topping out, or is this just a consolidation? Also, I want to remind you guys that Friday, I told you something interesting. I want to remind you of two things, okay? It's always good to back away and step back a little bit. And on Friday, I showed you something very interesting. I showed you the number of 90-day breakouts. And this is the number of 90-day breakouts right now, 182 and 7 breakdowns. But look at this number on Friday. Let me go to Friday. 473. Remember that? And folks, remember, these are all recorded and they're all stored in the channel, so you can go back and review all of this. And I told you on Friday that when we get up to when we get into the 500s, it gets a little overdone, and it's usually time for the market to cool off. So today we don't have 473 stocks making a 90-day breakout. We only have this. Remember, this is back. Today's session hasn't started yet. I'm using the time back machine. So this is how the market's going to open today. And right now we have 182.7. So that's a lot less. So expect this number to cool off more. That's the first thing I want you to keep in mind. The second thing, before we even get into the market, the second thing I want you to keep in mind is the fact that markets tend to bottom out. Friday and more importantly, Monday, intraday, the markets tend to be weaker seasonality. And then towards the end of the day, Monday is when we turn around. Hey, Lucy, how are you? Well, I'm glad you're watching live today. Good. So the point that I am making is that market is subdued, and I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but statistically, remember, statistics is a big part of what we work with. Statistically speaking, and with probabilities speaking, the market is going to be softer, and then start gaining some strength towards the end of the day. One of our programs, the one that Celeste, well, I was trading it for Celeste. Celeste is retired. The turnaround program. That's why we buy Monday afternoons and try to sell Friday evenings or Friday end of day. So there's a rhythm to the market, and it usually starts out on the low note on Mondays, and then gears up to Thursday Eve tends to be the high swing. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, markets are usually strong. Friday and Monday morning or Monday till the afternoon, the market tends to be weaker. Now, is this a guaranteed thing to happen? Is it going to happen 100%? Hell no, of course not. I have no idea. But 7 or 8 out of 10 times over the last 50 years, that's what's happened. And that's one of the market rhythms that we use quite often, okay? So just letting you know that I'm not surprised to see the market weaker. And if anything, I'm expecting strength to come in towards the end of the day. Mondays tend to, I don't know if you guys have noticed also the last couple of months, Mondays have been more of a recalibration. That's a good word. Mondays have been more of a recalibration day than anything else. Good morning, Ken from Colorado. By the way, my wife is leaving me again. She's going to Los Angeles. I'm not going with her. She's leaving in a couple hours and coming back on Friday. So I'm going to have a full week of being me and the dogs and the cats. So if you guys want to reach out to me, ask me questions, this will be a good week. I'm not going to be that busy. Not that I'm really that busy any other time. I'm pretty much doing this all the time. So again, don't expect anything. Don't expect any miracles to happen towards the end of the session. So if you're looking to buy stock, hey Jack, good morning. Hope you made out okay in that coin trade. I was worried about you there. So I hope that worked out well. So again, don't be so fast to buy stocks on Monday. Wait till the end of the day, because again, seasonally speaking, we tend to have this turnaround. It starts Friday afternoon and it gets deeper on Monday, and then end of the day, the rainbows appear, the clouds lift, and the sun comes out. Now, do I know that this is going to happen every time? Of course not. Of course not. But seasonally, that's how the balls bounce, if you will. Volatility. If you notice volatility is breaking above this level, keep your eye on $ VIX. This is not a tradable asset. If you want to trade a tradable asset, this VXX is the tradable asset. Oh, good, Jack. I'm glad to hear that. So keep your eye on VXX, but I'm watching VIX because I'm not looking to trade it. I'm looking to gauge it. And thank you, Adam. So keep an eye. If we start falling back, this is the level you need to keep it. I would write this down. You want to keep the 15 level in your pocket. If we are above 15, markets are worried. if we fall back into this channel below 15, that means markets are getting complacent again. So if my theory holds true, and I have no idea if it will, I'm just telling you seasonally how things work, then we should we should kind of be strong here, and then towards the end of the day start falling back in line. Now, again, there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of Fed data. That's another reason why I don't think we're going to see a lot of trading action today, because tomorrow we have CPI and Thursday we have PPI. And if I was running a large hedge fund, and I was running several large hedge funds, almost two decades ago, but it wasn't that long ago, and nobody makes big moves ahead of the CPI report. Okay, now for those that don't know, look, I already have it highlighted here. The only thing we're looking at is X food and energy, and we're looking for this number tomorrow to go below 3.9. 3.7 would be ideal. But anything below 3.9, the Fed can say, "Hey, it's working. What we're doing is clearly working." Now, notice that with food and energy, the number is not expected to be lower. That's bad. That's not good. Okay. Yes, we've had a lot of inflation in food and energy, but is that to say we haven't had inflation in other sectors of the market? We can't do that, right? That's just not accurate. So I would love to see this number right here lower, because if it's not, they're going to grill the hell out of Powell tomorrow. And quite honestly, I started feeling bad for him after what I heard last week, especially Congress. Man, they were just being rude to the guy. I mean, and then Thursday or Friday, the Senate hearing. Oh my, you guys got to start hearing that stuff. It's better than any soap opera you can imagine. The things they say there, oh my. CNN does not report a third of it, okay? Okay, so again, this is the number that's baked in right now. If the number is 3.8, it's not going to look good for the market. If the 3.9, the market's going to be asking Powell, what the hell is going on? And then rates are going to be higher for longer. If this number goes to 3.6, 3.7, then he can come and say with a straight face, well, you can clearly see it's working. Inflation is lower than it was a year ago, and nobody cares about month over month here. We only care about year over year. Again, I'm just trying to cut through the BS with you guys and give you the good stuff. The next major report is going to be the petroleum status report that comes out Wednesday, and I'm curious to see if energies are going to break out the second quarter of. Yeah, you're right, Adam. It's very important. It is very, very, very important. We got to get through this sector in one piece. Otherwise, interest rates are going to go down in 2025, and that's not priced into this market, and that's going to cause a lot of havoc. And I hope that doesn't happen. I'm still shooting for the last quarter, fourth quarter. I think that's really realistic based on what I'm hearing and seeing right now. Then on Thursday, you have PPI and retail sales. These are going to be the big report. I'd really love to see retail sale today, but they like to keep us, and again, hey, Infinitely, good morning. Don't get me started, but consumer sentiment, why can't they put this report right here ahead of everything? But they like to give it as the last report. Industrial production, very important report. So I am not seeing, if I was a hedge fund manager, I would be very, very loose today, and I wouldn't even start looking at the market towards the end of the day, honestly. So I'm going to try to keep my powder as dry as possible, maybe focus on day trades. And then Matt and I are going to gear up towards the end of the day to see what we like and see how things are going because of the seasonality. And again, remember, folks, before CPI, not a lot of things. I'm not expecting, unless there's like a major breakdown or there's some news coming out on some stocks, I wouldn't focus too much on that. Earnings. I'm going to post this for you right here. See, the early bird always gets the worm. Here's what we're looking at right now on the screen. These are earnings. We've got Oracle today. I don't know. Does anybody know is Oracle after the close or before the open? But Oracle is a very important network stocks. Let me give you an example. Remember a few years ago, and I use this example all the time. I think it was about 2 years ago, a year and a half. Target came out with numbers, and they were really bad, and it really sunk the market. Well, Oracle is a similar type of stock, but not consumer stock, but more of a network stock. Cisco, PanW, Microsoft, Oracle, they're all related. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kirk and Dr. Serena. I appreciate that. So be careful. That's another reason why you're not going to see a huge on these stocks, because huge betting on these stocks, because Oracle is an instrumental company. Most of you probably don't remember this, but if you traded in the late 90s and early 2000s like I did, Oracle was like Uber. It was Costco, not Costco, excuse me. Oracle and Cisco were like the darling FANG stocks. They were like the real big stocks. So, but it still has a very important thing. You have Leonard Holmes on Wednesday. As I mentioned, I'm very bullish on home builders because interest rates are going to go down, which means home builders should be moving higher. It's very positive for home builders. Then you've got Adobe. That's a big software stock. Again, Microsoft, PanW, very big software stock, influences tons of software companies. And you have Ulta Beauty, you have Dick's and Dollar General. I'll be looking at this. I trade these stocks aggressively, Dollar General and Dick's, and nothing on Friday. So there is still some big market moving reports. So thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. So again, I don't expect the market to be huge today. Bond market. I drew this for you last time, and I told you that we're in a descending triangle, and I said that the upside is very limited. I meant it. It tried to rally. Look, it tried to rally. It tried to bring the market up, but look where it got stuck. That's a descending triangle. And yeah, curious cat. That's right. And I think we're going to come down into this range right here, and we're going to start building lower here. Lower. Now, I could be wrong if the economy takes a positive turn, but the way I see it right now, bonds rally too fast, too hard, just like they did right here, thinking that interest rates are going to go down, and we're just not getting that from the Fed. And I totally get it. It makes sense. We shouldn't be lowering rates till October, September, till fourth quarter. So I think that's going to get priced in, and you're going to see a consolidation, and we're going to see this area get firmed up. How does an area get firmed up? You want to be writing this down. How does an area get firmed up? By more touches. The more it touches, the more it gets firmed up. The more it becomes a support area. So it needs to get firmed up. So I think this price level is going to come down here and start firming up this lower area and maybe drop below the 95 and maybe trade between 92 and 95 for the foreseeable future. Okay. Stocks. Let's talk. We talked about volatility. I told you what we're looking at right now, whether this is going to go up or start coming down. Don't expect this to start coming down towards the second half of the day. I'm expecting bonds to start cooling off little by little, which would put more pressure on technology. It's not like they don't have enough pressure right now. Let's talk a little bit about techs. Let's talk a little bit about the bond market. I mean, the stock market and the bond market here. Intraday. Hold on. Let me just pull this up here. Go to SPY. All right. Let's see. Let's look at the SPY. So Friday. Let's talk Friday. Friday, we had a big, nasty reversal bar. This is an engulfing bar. Why is it engulfing? Because it took out the high and it took out it didn't take out, sorry, it's not engulfing. It's almost engulfing. It has to take out the low to be engulfing. But it is a very clear reversal bar. This is a reversal bar. Now, let me look at volume. Typically, when you have a reversal bar, a real reversal bar, you have a lot of volume. Did we have a lot of volume on Friday? Well, volume was 89. But was it something like this? Was it 125? No. So what's the next major level? Well, the next major level, which I drew for you guys right here, is the five. Here, let me. The next major level is right here. It's the 508.45. Now, remember I told you that the odds are we're going to go up and then come right back down into this range. We broke this range. We're now back into the range of last week right here. Market did not like these levels, but the market does like these levels right here. Let me go a little further. The market does seem to like these levels. The next major level we need to pay attention to, you should be writing this down, is 508.45 on the SPY. That's the next major level down. If we break that level, then we're going to go down to 504.75. Let me just draw that. Right here. That's the next major level. So if we break 508.50, we're going to go to 504.50, give or take. I'm rounding this stuff out, okay? That's on the SPY. So watch this level this morning, and I'll be updating you throughout the day. Then the next level is right here. And I'll leave this on here. I'm not going to take this away. So you could see right here, 508 something, 504 something, 494 something, right in that ballpark. Not much meat around here. I mean, there's a little over here, but that's more or less this line right here. So keep your eye on this. Let's do the same thing with the QQQ. Let me take off the moving averages since we're intraday on this thing. Template. All right, here we go. Extended hours. Okay. So let me take away the extended hours. So this is day by day. Each of these with a gap is a day. So you could see we went up, we gapped up, broke, took out the high from 2 days ago, played around here, and then broke down hard. And now we're in the range from Thursday. The next major question is going to be, are we going to stay in that range or break that range? That level is 436.80. And the next major level is right here. It extends this line right, extends this line right here, which is 433. So on the QQQ, you want to watch the following levels. You want to watch the 441, 442 level. Then you want to watch the 436.80 level, and then you want to watch the 433.60 level. Now, the NASDAQ did have that's what got me confused. The NASDAQ did have an engulfing candle. The NASDAQ went above the high, and it broke Thursday's low on Friday, and it did have an engulfing candle. That's bearish. That's not good. Also, it's also, one second here. And this morning, it's already in this range. You could see this red bar. You could see that we're already in this range. Let me show you. This is with extended time. So you could see where it is right now. It's already in this bar. See, this is this morning. We're already in this range already. So are we going to stay in this range, or are we going to go down all the way to 433? Probably go down to 433 before going higher. And also, by the way, if you look at stocks like NVIDIA, it's down over 1% this morning. So we're kind of cooling off a little bit there too. And this chart pattern on NVIDIA is not sexy at all. Keep your eye on NVIDIA, whether we're going to go back up today or we're going to break. If we break the 8-day EMA on NVIDIA, the NASDAQ is going lower. We're literally touching the 8-day EMA right now, today. We're bouncing off of it, okay, which is like right here, the 858 level on NVIDIA. Here, let me. 854.77 level on NVIDIA. All right. Do you see bears being pulled at lows? I think that we're going to try to trick the bears. I think we're going to try to trick them and start coming back up towards the end of the day, unless a lot of stops get triggered. But I'm not seeing a reversal day. I'm seeing a bounce day today. I'm seeing us go lower, trick the bears, and then pull all the stops on the bears, and then start coming up. I don't think we're ready yet, but I don't like how NVIDIA is looking. I don't like this chart, and this might be the top. So even if we come up, we may come up to here, test it, and then start coming back down. See, markets, usually what they do is they'll come back after a trend like this. They'll come back and test this area right here, the halfway point, or maybe even a little higher, and then come back down again. So even if today ends up being a bullish day towards the end of the day, I would be careful. Till we break out the high on NVIDIA, I would be careful. And I think that tech is done for a little bit because sentiment is moving away from them, and that's what's been holding things up. That's right, Ken. That's exactly what I just said. Huge volume, and we have an engulfing candle. And let's look at AMD. You guys see why I was so cautious to trade AMD after we got taken out of it? It's dangerous. Same thing with AMD. Now let's look at the entire SMH sector. Chips are not your friend anymore. Chips are not your friend. Not till we start making higher highs. Don't think it's going to happen for a while. Coinbase, on the other hand, Coinbase is up 6% this morning. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about broad market, and then I'll get into sectors, okay? Real quick here. Hopefully, is this helping you guys out? Same thing for all of them, Dr. Serena, all of them. All right, we got crucial U.S. futures data coming out tomorrow, the CPI. Chip stocks at Costco, AVGO took a big dump on Friday. Non-farm payroll jumped to 275,000, topping expectations, but unemployment rate unexpectedly rose to a 2-year high. So it's kind of mixed. Goolsbee on Friday said that he anticipates reduce interest rates this year as inflation continues to cool. Notice he said this year. He didn't say when. We would be moving towards less restrictiveness over the course of the year. Again, he didn't say anything about it. We have a 3% chance of a Fed lowering rates this month, 24.4% in May. I think that's unrealistic. We've got Leonard Homes, Dollar Tree, Oracle, Ulta Beauty, Dick's, J-Bill. I like Dick's a lot, and I like Dollar Tree a lot, and I like Dollar General a lot. So keep your eye on consumer stock. Thank you, Walter. Europe is down. They're following U.S. and Asia. Asia closed higher, but not on Friday. Rebounding in consumer prices, igniting optimism for resurgence. Keep your eye on gambling stocks here in the U.S. Whenever we have positive news, usually gambling stocks do well. Japan closed sharply lower as growing speculation that the Bank of Japan will raise interest rates. Finally. Now, by the way, them raising interest rates is not really that bad for the market. It's just it's a short-term fluctuation. It's actually really good for the market. So I'm not bearish on that yet, and I am becoming more bullish on cryptos. Now let's look at our stocks. I already told you there's only 182 stocks making 90-day highs, not 490 something. And let's look at the short-term scan. Let's see what if Friday did anything to our. This is going to be priceless. Remember what I always say: going down makes us less fragmented. Going up distorts us. Well, we went down pretty good Friday. Let's see if it changed things. Notice semiconductors is not leading anymore. Hey, look at technology. Technology and communication and this consumer discretionary, they're actually closer to each other. Remember, technology was all the way up here? And I can go back on the time back machine, but I imagine you guys believe what I'm saying is true. But look at it now. Consumer staples, financial, industrial. Okay, they're next to each other. Energy's next to each other. Basic materials is not. You still have mid caps. Real estate is not, but real estate should be next to materials. So this is good. The only thing that's screwed up here is semiconductors need to be down here with technology, QQQ, and consumer discretionary and retail, because those are speculative. But it's already, look, we had one down day, big down day, and it's already getting better. Small caps are down here. Mid caps are up here. Let's look where the Dow is. The Dow is down here. The Dow should be up here right now. QQQ is down here. QQQ starting to come to the right. I'm going to make a prediction that consumer discretionary, QQQ, technology, and communication are going to be all next to each other, and chips are going to be all next to each other if we go down more. But you could see right now that blue chips are sticking together, and aside from semiconductors, the tech is starting to come down here. Tech should be down here, and blue chips should be down here, and mid caps and Russell 2000 should be next to each other. Right now, you have Russell 2000 here and mid caps up here. Why? Why do you think? They're smaller stocks. They should be correlated. But you do have energy, consumer staples, financials, and industrial next to each other. And even basic materials is only being intervened by mid caps, and real estate is up here. So blue chips are in line, and even utilities are up here. So if you could take semiconductors out and mid caps out, this right here would work pretty well. And then you'd have to put those down here. But again, remember, the market is only starting this decline right now. So let's be careful. All right, it's time for me to give you your stocks for the day. By the way, I'm going to add, Brian, I know you're listening. I'm going to have to add coin ETF to these ETFs. I just realized that crypto ETFs should be here. I got to add another ETF here. So we're going to have to make a change to that. All right, let me give you guys the stocks for today. And if you're not seeing a lot of tech stocks, don't be surprised, okay? Still moving higher. This is a stock I'll be watching very carefully today. I've been day trading these healthcare stocks, as most of you know. Yes, it is, Jeff. It is in my radar. It's one, two, three, four. It's the fifth stock on my radar, actually. Second stock, actually, that was the third stock. GEHC, GE Healthcare. Now they got the healthcare too. Beautiful stock. PGR. That's right. See, Jeff, right there. Right there. PGR, right there. Beautiful stock. Beautiful, beautiful stock. What a beauty. That's a beauty for you. Starting to like energy stocks. And Marathon's looking good too. I don't need to give you two, but MPC's looking good too. Um, BDC. A lot of these stocks are boring stocks. They may not have as good spreads, but we got to work with what we've got here. FI. And remember, I'm not expecting a lot of stuff happening in the morning today. I'm expecting more stuff in the afternoon today. So if Pitt is not as busy as you may want to see it, I apologize. But I don't just give trades for the purpose of giving trades. That's not what you guys pay for. I like this one a lot. It's been really taking a dump because of commercial real estate, but now it's starting to rally. Keep an eye on this stock, CBRE. Crocs. Remember how big I was on this stock? Lululemon and Crocs are my favorite consumer stocks, by the way, folks. And I'm talking long-term fundamentals type of stuff, like investing for the next 10 years kind of stuff. Great stock. Look at this stock. Defensive. MHK, Mohawk. I think they do floors or industrial stuff. Also looks fantastic. Package. That's the last long stock I have. To the short side now. This is an ADR. It's a Chinese company. Looks awful. It's going to be on my radar today. Perion. And remember, folks, you can go to the live tab in my YouTube channel and you can watch these live. Perion, PERI, network stock. Remember, Oracle's coming out with earnings. This stock looks like it wants to be shorted like right now. CNXC. I gave you guys this stock in the pit last week. I'm giving it to everybody because I still think it's a great short. Look at the gap right here. We got out of it already, but if you're a swing trader, there's more downside. One of my favorite stocks to the downside. PDD. Another stock that I told you guys about last week. I'll be watching this one carefully for another downside move today. Snow. Ooh, baby. This looks like it's at support right now, but if this can break this level, we can go down further. I'll be watching this stock very carefully. Boeing isn't doing well. Oh, there's a lot of repeaters at them. Look at that. It's down 4 points pre-open. Look at this. This is a beauty right here. That is a beauty right there. Boeing and Rio. Look at Rio. It's already down all the way down here. Now, this stock moves, so don't go big on this one because it's gappy. It tends to gap. Good. Cam likes that stock. All right. Now, folks, with the upcoming FOMC meeting just around the corner, I've set my sights on a particular stock that got me more than a little excited. It's all thanks to a revolutionary trading approach that's delivered us a 95% win rate on over 125 alerts. Saying it makes me think like, what the hell? But it happened since the end of October. It's not playing the same old market guessing game. It's not about retail trading. It's about a real edge. Unpredictable events, best times. We don't have to pretend we have a crystal ball. If you're interested in seeing the most sophisticated system that I've ever put together, follow the link below and check out the trading pit. You guys are going to love it. Remember, I'm going to be live at noon, and I'll talk more about debit spreads. We started touching it last week. I'll talk about it more in the VIP room. I posted the link. It's happening at noon. And check out, before the price goes up again, check out the pit. The link is below. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm not, I don't know what will happen today, but right now I'm not expecting a busy day towards the second half of the session because I'm not trusting this market and I really want to see it show its hand. I hope you guys understand that I don't want to just give you trades for the sake of giving you trades. I want to give you trades so that it'll help you make money, trades with an edge. So I got to be careful, and hopefully I explained to you why I'm being careful today. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to Cam. And if you have a question about a specific trade, please reach out to me. There's my email address. Have a great day. I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.